Looking into the sun is really painful to the eyes. But you know what's even more painful?
Seeing students acting overly confident in front of the athletes.
I just wanted to study in the gym. But I forgot there was an audition for the muse of this year's football game.
Suddenly I sneezed, and everyone turned to me.
Dude, there she is! Even the way she carries herself is so graceful. I think we found our inspiration. She's gonna be perfect for the team.
Estelari, the biggest brat in the universe, Candace, had a violent reaction.
Excuse me, are you guys blind?
This peasant is not even a cheerleader, and look at her messy hair and cheap clothes.
But the point is, she's still the prettiest.
Candace looked at me with murder in her eyes, and it was my signal to run. But she ran after me and pulled me by my shirt. You're just our stupid maid's daughter. Always remember that.
I reached for her arm and twisted it away, and twisted it away.
At least I'm prettier than you. Always remember that. And I flipped my hair and ran again. I knew I was gonna pay for saying that, but it was worth it. Hi, my name is Stellar, and I just wanted to have a peaceful life with my mom. But it's impossible if you live with billionaire brats from hell. Before I continue, please like and subscribe.
Mom had been working for a super rich lady, Mrs. Branson, since I was a kid. In return, she gave us a cottage next to the mansion and paid for my tuition at a private school. She might sound like a generous lady, but she actually did all of this because no maid could put up with her besides Mom. She was mean and rude, and I hated her to the core. She had twins my age, Candace and Julian, and they were as bad as their mom. Thankfully, Julian had left for boarding school 7 years ago, but I still had Candace to deal with.
Candace had always been jealous of me because I was prettier and smarter than her. And because of what happened in the gym yesterday, she forced me to do all her homework.
One night while I was studying, I heard loud voices outside. I wanted to check what it was and saw Mrs. Branson yelling at Mom in front of her guests.
How dare you serve us with silver utensils? Where are the gold ones? Did you steal them?
She made us feel poor for a second, Mom. It was traumatizing. As Mom was apologizing non-stop, Mrs. Branson just kept on humiliating her in front of everyone. I so wanted to punch her fake lips, but Mom gave me a look to behave. I didn't do anything then, but the next day I sneaked into the kitchen and sprinkled the hottest chili powder in the world onto their soup. A few minutes later, I was grinning from the balcony as both witches ran around the mansion with burning tongues. I felt so pleased with myself, but Mom was furious. Mom, Mrs. Branson fired the cook because of what you did. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mom. I know it was you. How many times do I have to tell you to stay out of trouble? But those two are just horrible. We have to put up with them, at least, until you graduate high school. There are just a few months left, please. But a few days later, Mom fell down the stairs and broke her ankle. She couldn't walk for some months, so I had to take her place. Which only made Candace happier because she could boss me around even more. She made me do the stupidest tasks, like painting hearts on her nails and braiding her boyfriend's long hair. And when Mrs. Branson informed me that Julian was coming back, I just knew that things were about to get worse. After cleaning up his room, I felt so exhausted that I sat down on his couch to rest for 5 minutes, and I dozed off. When I woke up, I saw a guy with the most beautiful green eyes staring right at me.
Hello! There. Did you miss me?
Butt face. That's what Julian used to call me. Oh, you're here. Sorry, I got so tired that I fell asleep.
Seems like you were having a very interesting dream. Was it about me?
Yeah, I dreamed that I was punching your liver.
Still feisty as ever. Why are you in a maid's uniform?
Where's your mom? She had a small accident, so I'm replacing her, temporarily. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot to do. Later that night, as I was serving their dinner, I noticed Julian's eyes following me everywhere. He even purposefully brushed his hand against mine. What was up with this jerk? And why had he turned out so fine? One night I saw Mrs. Branson throwing out one of her branded bags in the trash, just because it had a small stain. After making sure that everyone was asleep, I sneaked out and took it. What if she finds out that you stole it? You know that woman. She'll make our lives hell. Technically, I didn't steal it because she'd already thrown it out. If the bag was alive, I'm sure it would prefer to be in the hands of a cute owner instead of rotting in the garbage, right? I will never win against you.
Exactly. Exacte como perintah kuno na kokendo na kuro kuri kondeng gok te matia. Anak ese monia kone. Em rất kính thưa bên.
The next day at school, we were in the middle of an exam when suddenly the girls started squealing. We all turned to the door to see Julian peeking with a smile. What was he doing here? As soon as he left, Candace bumped into me.
My brother's just fooling around. So stop dreaming. You're not his type.
Oh, trust me, he's not my type either. And it didn't matter even if he was. I had to stay away from him, because being involved with Julian meant trouble. One day, while he was working out in the living room, he suddenly called for me.
Do you think I look fit enough? Or should I train more?
To be honest, they were a work of art, but there was no way I'd tell him that.
I think you should get a life, sir.
He just grinned at me and laid down on his back. He then asked me to hold down his feet and started doing crunches. I held my breath when I realized how close we were standing. He was definitely doing this on purpose. Excuse me, are you trying to tease me?
Am I that obvious?
If you think you can add me to your list of girlfriends, you're mistaken.
You're really amusing. I can't call you by that old nickname anymore, but should I call you Sweet Face now?
Wow, that is so cringy. What school did you go to? Wattpad High? He just chuckled and reached for my cheeks to pinch them. You're so cute, especially when you blush. It's a blush of hatred. Anyway, I still have a mountain of laundry to do, so bye. I did my best to avoid him at school, but he was always doing silly things to grab my attention. And one of my friends suddenly started pestering me. Hey girl, I saw that popular guy from the other class talking to you yesterday. Are you guys close?
Ewe, yuk. No, I don't date players. Okay, that's amazing. Maybe I'll ask him out then.
I suddenly found myself grabbing her by her hair. Don't even think about it. My friend was totally surprised by my behavior, and so was I. I realized that I was actually having a crush on Julian. But a week later, Mrs. Branson hosted a grand New Year's Eve party at the mansion, and I helped the kitchen staff serve the food. While I was washing the dishes, someone suddenly breathed down my neck. Wanna get out of here? Your mom's gonna kill me. So you're scared? Where's that fearless little girl who used to kick my butt? And I was sold. We sneaked out and slipped into his sports car. Where are we going?
Wherever the future is taking us.
I was so confused when he brought me to a grass field. Why are we here exactly? Why do you like racing so much? And it's too dangerous.
Racing makes me feel like I'm flying, like I'm alive and free. How about you? Do you still want to become a nurse?
Of course. Remember when you stole my stethoscope when we were kids?
It was just so cute how you ran around and listened to random people's heartbeats and tummies. Oh, look, there it is!
Suddenly, the night sky was filled with the most spectacular fireworks.
I remember you wanted to see those New Year's fireworks so badly when we were kids, but you missed it because we were playing hide and seek.
Yup, you both are horrible creatures.
I'm sorry about that, I was a dumb kid.
I felt butterflies as we watched the fireworks in silence. I closed my eyes and just enjoyed the colors behind my eyes. When I opened them again, I saw him staring at me. He was leaning in closer when suddenly my phone started to ring. It was Mrs. Branson. Your mom is calling. We need to go back. Can we make it in 10? He winked at me before stepping on the pedal, and the next thing I knew, I was screaming as he drove like a maniac. The party wasn't over yet when we got back home. As we sneaked in from the back, we suddenly saw Mrs. Branson walking towards us. Just then, Julian pushed me down to my knees.
Why can't you find it? Are you blind?
I immediately got what he meant. So I started crawling around pretending to find something. Stellar, I've been looking for you. What are you doing here? I dropped my ring, Mom, and I'm asking her to look for it. Mrs. Branson seemed to believe us. I was so relieved. But later that night, as I was clearing the mess, I almost fell back in fright to see her standing behind me. Do you really think that I have no idea what you're up to? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. Stop with your acting, Stellar, and don't forget your place in this house. You're a maid just like your mom, and that's all you'll ever be. Stay away from my son. I'd already expected this to happen, and I started avoiding Julian as much as possible. I couldn't afford to get us into trouble while Mom was unwell, but it was hard, especially when I found out Julian had fallen really sick. After making sure that Mom was asleep, I sneaked into the mansion and into his room one night. He seemed to be having a really high fever, and he looked so vulnerable as he slept. I stayed by his side for hours,